Welcome to the DCTV News at Noon program. I'm Kelsey Kiesling.
And I'm Kendra Cook. Dolores County Broadcasting Network is the producer of DCTV with support from the Southwest TV Translator Association.
If you have a news topic or event you'd like to see covered, give us a call. The studio number is 677-4119.
Today's show runs Tuesday at noon and is uploaded to our YouTube channel as well as our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page to watch on demand. Today is August 7th, 2018, and now the News at Noon program.
According to the Durango Herald, items were stolen from several unlocked cars in Durango late Friday night or early Sunday morning. Most thefts occurred in the Crestview neighborhood, said Sergeant Nick Stassi with the Durango Police Department. However, Stassi said several musical instruments and equipment were stolen at East 5th Avenue and East 3rd Street. Stassi said he wanted to remind residents to always lock their cars to minimize thefts. Stassi said it is difficult to recover items such as the lost musical instruments and musical equipment without serial numbers. Everyone, he said, should keep a list with the serial numbers of all valuable items.
Reported in the Journal, photos courtesy to the Journal. The Plateau fire intensified on Monday, growing to 5,750 acres as the fire made short runs through crowns of trees and torched groups of others. The fire also moved down canyon with northerly winds, low humidity, and higher afternoon temperatures. That warming trend was expected to continue along with low humidity. The fire has burned since July 22nd, about 13 miles northeast of Dolores. Containment was estimated at 15% on Monday, with full containment expected on August 30th. On Thursday, the San Juan National Forest announced that it was expanding its road closures east to the Dolores Norwood Road and south to House Creek Road near the eastern dock of McPhee Reservoir. Access to the lake shore from McPhee is allowed, and the northern and western closure boundaries were unchanged. The fire began to pick up on Saturday as hot, dry, and breezy weather returned to the plateau area, causing an increase in the ignition of single and multiple trees. Crews aided by a helicopter continue to conduct backburns and to prepare additional areas for controlled burns along the east side of East Fork of the plateau drainage out to FSR 524A and south to Anderson Reservoir. Crews also prepared for burns on the west side from Canyon Rim west to FSR 523A1 and south to Trimble Reservoir. Smoke continues to settle into the Montezuma and Dolores valleys. The most vulnerable residents are those with heart disease or respiratory illnesses and the very young and the elderly. Apparently caused by a lightning strike, the Plateau fire was discovered July 22nd after smoke was reported near Salter Y. By the next night, it grew to 1,000 acres, though much of the fire's early growth was attributed to controlled burns. There is no private land in the Plateau fire burn area. About 146 personnel are working on the Plateau and Westgard fires, which are about 13 miles apart and burning on the San Juan National Forest in Dolores County. Both are being managed for full suppression, and equipment was included to have 5 engines, a water tender, a helicopter, and a heavy-duty brush cutter. The Westgard fire west of the Glade Guard Station, northwest of Dolores, has scorched 1,412 acres, up from 100 acres last week. It was 90% contained as of Monday. Copac said Westgard crews were mopping up and monitoring the fire and felling hazardous trees. The fire was described as smoldering. The Westgard fire was discovered July 22nd as well by a helicopter working on the Plateau fire, a press release from the San Juan National Forest reported.
Reported by the Cortez Journal, fire recovery specialists predict a minor increase in erosion and runoff resulting from the Burro Fire, which scorched 4,866 acres in Bear Creek Canyon, northeast of Dolores. In July, members of a burned area emergency response team conducted a flyover to map the land affected by the wildfire and determine where emergency and long-term mitigation measures were needed. Surveys of the burn area also were conducted from the ground. At the conclusion of its analysis, the BEAR team produced a map that labels areas according to the severity of soil burn, a key component to identifying where increased soil erosion, surface water runoff, and debris flows might impact human life and safety, property, and critical natural and cultural resources. The map shows that 38% of the area within the fire's perimeter was unburned and 45% burned at a low level. Areas that are ranked at a low burn level may have little change from pre-fire conditions. Typically, less than 50% of the litter is consumed in a low burn area, and needles, leaves, and small subsurface roots are mostly intact. Only 17% of the area sustained a moderate soil burn severity, and no areas were found to be of high soil burn severity, according to the San Juan National Forest press release.
Reported in the Journal, file photo. Dee Prock, president of the Dolores School Board, has resigned in the midst of a recall election effort against her. In April, critics targeted Prock and fellow board member Vanjie McCoy for a recall election. Montezuma County Clerk and Recorder Kim Purcell announced in June that petition circulators Amy Lewis and Michael Smith obtained adequate signatures to hold the recall election, which is set for October 9th via mail ballot. The grounds for the recall, according to the petition, included school performance ratings that declined during Prock's and McCoy's terms, and that they, quote, disengaged open communication and transparency by not following policies set by the board. Under the recall procedures, elected officials facing recall have until August 31st to resign, and if they do, the recall against them is nullified. Prock submitted her resignation via text message to fellow board members and Dolores RE4A Superintendent Phil Casper on July 23rd, Casper said Monday. McCoy has not resigned from the board, so the recall election for her is still moving forward. The mail-in ballot will have two parts. First, it will ask registered voters whether to recall McCoy. If the answer is yes, the voter will choose a successor candidate listed on the ballot. Successor candidate petitions are due August 31st and must include at least 25 valid signatures from registered voters within the school district. Keith Moore has turned in a petition to be a successor candidate on the recall ballot, Purcell said, and the petition is under review. Lynette Scholl picked up a petition, but it had not been turned in as of Monday. Ballots for the recall election will be mailed out on September 24th. In her resignation text message, Casper said Prock thanked board members for their support and cited work and family priorities for her departure.
According to the Durango Herald, the TSA is considering ending screenings of passengers at smaller airports across the country to focus security efforts at the largest airports. It is unclear how advanced the proposal is and whether it will ever be adopted. Still, aviation security experts reacted with alarm, saying that dropping security at smaller airports could make those flights an inviting target for terrorists. CNN reported that the Transportation Security Administration is considering whether to end passenger screening at about 150 airports that serve planes with 60 seats or fewer. The report cited senior agency officials and internal documents from June and July. In a statement, TSA said no decision has been made. The agency said that any changes to better allocate limited taxpayer resources would be preceded by a risk assessment to ensure the security of the aviation system. Security experts said that while passengers would still be screened before boarding the largest jets, the types used in the September 2001 attacks that brought down the World Trade Center in New York and damaged the Pentagon, terrorists could still target regional planes at small airports. Those flights still carry dozens of passengers. Jeffrey Price, an aviation security expert at Metropolitan State University of Denver, said TSA would save money by shutting down screening at smaller airports. The agency could take screeners who have a lot of time on their hands between flights at small airports and move them to bigger ones where there is more passenger traffic. And now let's take a look at the weather.
The National Weather Map totals of 1 to 2 inches of rain are expected across parts of the Northeast and Midwest, attributed to the passing cold front, while another heat wave is in store for the Pacific Northwest and is expected to impact the region Wednesday through Friday. However, relief will soon follow. By Saturday, high temperatures back there will drop from the hundreds to the 80s. And back in the southwest, across Texas and into Louisiana and the Arkansas area, the potential for flash flooding is prevalent, along with more rain and thunderstorm activity all across the southeast. That high pressure remains in place over most of the western states and central plains. Regionally, smoke will continue to flow into the area from local wildfires and fires over the far western U.S. High pressure will strengthen over the Great Basin through Wednesday, turning winds to the northwest. The strengthening ridge will help continue to trap the smoke beneath its inversion, and light winds within the ridge will weaken smoke dispersal. Temperatures will remain at to about 5 degrees above normal. There is a hazardous weather outlook for eastern Utah and western Colorado, which states dry conditions with areas of smoke will continue. Isolated showers and thunderstorms are possible late this afternoon and this evening along the Continental Divide. Dry and hot conditions will continue through Thursday, along with areas of smoke and a slight chance of afternoon and evening thunderstorms again along the Continental Divide. Shower and thunderstorms threat may increase Friday through Tuesday. We'll keep an eye on that weather for you in the next couple of days. Brings us to the DCTV 5-day outlook. Today, patchy smoke, sunny with a high near 91, west-northwest winds 5 to 10 miles an hour. Tonight, patchy smoke before 10, clear with a low around 59 degrees. North-northwest winds 5 to 10 miles an hour, becoming northeast after midnight. Last night, my temperatures got down to about 51 degrees, which was rather nice. Wednesday, it goes sunny with a high near 90. East-northeast winds 5 to 15 miles an hour, becoming northwest in the afternoon. Wednesday night, mostly clear with a low around 58. North-northwest winds 5 to 15, becoming east after midnight. Thursday, sunny again with a high near 90. East-southeast winds 5 to 10 miles an hour, becoming west in the afternoon. Thursday night, partly cloudy with a low around 59. Friday, sunny again with a high near 89. Friday night, partly cloudy with a low around 59. Saturday, sunny with a high near 88. And partly cloudy Saturday night with a low around 59. And Sunday, mostly sunny again with a high near 88. Sunday night, partly cloudy and a low around 60. And now back to the news.
According to the Cortez Journal's Trooper Tips, a vehicle's headlights are one of the most important items in your vehicle, and yet it's often one of the most overlooked items. Your ability to see and be seen clearly at night is all due to your headlights. Headlights have improved over the years to help with seeing at night. The introduction of light-emitting diode headlights, better known as LED, have improved night driving dramatically, making them shine brighter and more clearly to help identify items on the road. Most of the older vehicles have a halogen headlight, which is dimmer in comparison. A vehicle needs to have at least 2 headlights to the front of the vehicle and at the outer edge of the vehicle. Also, placement cannot be lower than 24 inches or higher than 54 inches from the ground to the center of the headlamp. When a car is coming in the opposite direction at night, it can be a little blinding. A great tip to help you be able to follow the road is to use the fog line, the white stripe on the right side of your lane. Use that as a guide to let you know you are still in your lane. You won't blind yourself and won't worry about drifting off the roadway. So while we are talking about blinding other drivers, let's discuss when to turn off those brights. When you have oncoming vehicles on the roadway, you are required to dim your lights before you are within 500 feet of the other car. When you are behind another car and you are both going the same direction, you are required to dim your lights before you are within 200 feet. State law dictates that if the situation makes it to where you can't see for at least 1,000 feet, you need to have your headlights on. This could be anything from darkness or storms, anything that diminishes your view. Now, a lot of vehicles have automatic lights that turn on when you get into those situations, but if you don't have that option, make sure you turn them on. If you do have that option, check to make sure they are turning on when they are supposed to come on. In Colorado, you are required to have your lights on within 30 minutes of sunset and no sooner than 30 minutes before sunrise.
From Fox News 31 2 News, Colorado. 2 animals were killed and 14 people were hurt after being hit by large hail at Cheyenne Mountain Zoo on Monday afternoon, the Colorado Springs Fire Department said. 5 people were taken to hospitals and 9 were treated at the scene, but additional details about the victims and their injuries have not been released. The zoo said Daisy, a 4-year-old Muscovy duck, and Matswari, a 13-year-old Cape vulture, were killed in the storm. The zoo said several animals were injured in the storm. Zookeepers were checking the animals for the extent of their injuries. About 3,400 people were at the zoo at the time. The storm only lasted about 15 minutes and caught the zoo by surprise. The zoo will be closed today, Tuesday, so employees can take care of the injured animals and repair broken windows and skylights. All guests from the zoo were taken to the Cheyenne Mountain High School because the parking lot was full of vehicles that officials have deemed too damaged to drive. The zoo estimated 400 vehicles had damage. The road to the zoo was reopened Monday evening so people could start taking care of their vehicles. Some crazy weather we have out there.
According to the Cortez Journal, the Cortez Adult Education Center will start fall English as a second language and GED high school equivalency classes on August 27th. Class registration will be Tuesdays starting August 7th from 12 to 3 p.m. for GED and 5 to 7 p.m. for ESL. On-site childcare is available for evening classes. Pre-registration is required for classes. For more information, visit the Education Center's website at www.cortezadulted.org or call 970-564-7004. For more information about programs and services, the Cortez Adult Education Center, a program of the Durango Adult Education Center, is a caring, learning community that fills educational gaps by providing the skills and knowledge necessary for livable wage careers, post-secondary education, and social and economic mobility.
Reported in the Durango Herald File Photo, Colorado Parks and Wildlife offices statewide are gearing up for two of the biggest days of the year, Leftover Day, Tuesday, and Over-the-Counter Day, Thursday. On Leftover Day, today, CPW sells licenses that have gone through the draw process but still have a quota remaining. In the past, lines for Leftover Day have resembled crowds waiting to purchase the newest smartphone or attend the opening of a Hollywood blockbuster. Some people even camp out at CPW offices to ensure that they get first shot at prime hunting licenses left over from the draw. The crowds come because Leftover Day is a chance to buy tags that were previously offered during the draw and often represent prime hunting opportunities. CPW staff are reminding hunters that they can avoid the crowds this year by purchasing their licenses online at cpwshop.com. Hunters can also purchase by phone at 800-244-5613 at CPW offices and licensed retailers. The 2018 leftover list has been published on CPW's website, cpw.state.co.us, and many of the 500,000 or so who hunt in Colorado request licenses through a draw system. The draw is the only way to buy mule deer licenses. It is also a way to get bear, elk, whitetail deer, and pronghorn licenses. Typically, there is far more demand than available licenses. Others buy their elk, bear, whitetail deer, and pronghorn licenses over the counter at CPW's 18 offices or at other retail outlets. The licenses go on sale this year on August 9th at 9 a.m.
And now for the Dolores County Sheriff's Roundup for the week of July 30th through August 5th. Drones were reported to have been flying over private property. Officers are investigating. Several reports of the fire pit at MVCI still smoldering were received. The fire chief was called to assess the danger. Vandalism to private property was reported by two parties in town. The case remains under investigation. A semi-accident occurred on Highway 141. Smoke was reported on Squaw Point. The investigating officer could find no sign of fire. That concludes today's roundup. Stay tuned for continued updates.
And today's High Canyon Country happenings. August 10th, the George Gear Burnout and Angels Party runs from 5 to 10 p.m. at the Angels End Zone in Cortez, 309 North Broadway. Angels will be having Cody and the Warren Mountain River Band outside on the patio while having the annual Burnout Contest and Old Cars Show. Saturday, August 11th, the Sunflower Theater and the George Gear Memorial Car Show present the movie Vanishing Point. It starts at 7:30 p.m. Doors open at 6:45. It's $7 online and at the door. Get behind the wheel for the mind-bending Vanishing Point, a compelling road movie that has influenced everybody from Primal Scream to Quentin Tarantino. In this blazing 1971 cult classic, Barry Newman, a low-wattage journeyman actor who never got another role this good, is Kowalski, an ex-cop flying on uppers who is charged with taking a 1970 Dodge Challenger from Colorado to San Francisco, a feat which he attempts to pull off in less than 15 hours. Anyway, also Escalante Day starts August 10th and runs through the 12th in Dolores. The 42nd annual Escalante Days this year is called Where the Wild Still Lives. The premier Founders Day celebration in Southwest Colorado. Stay the weekend, visit McPhee Recreation Area, and ride Boggy Draw. All the details are online at DoloresChamber.com. And all of these happenings are posted up on our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page, along with the YouTube replays, weather and original stories, and local posts. To share your event or information, contact us, dcbnnews@gmail.com, or call the station 970-677-4119.
Thanks for tuning in. News at Noon airs at noon Monday through Thursday and then is available online on our YouTube channel and our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page on demand.
Be sure to like us there on Facebook and join in on the conversation, the news of our area, and of course, please share it with a friend.
For Kendra Cook with DCTV and the News at Noon program out of Dove Creek, USA, I'm Kelsey Kiesling. Thanks for watching.